My name is Stabile Maodwa, but go more by the name Star. That's what everybody calls me. Here I am now pursuing farming, inspired by my late mother, who was a great farmer in her own right and a great provider of food to family and community around her. And at a time when I found myself searching for what I really wanted to do with my life and reflecting on her life, and that inspired me, I think, to take a change of direction with my career and move away from a typical corporate career and pursue farming. So I went back to school to study, and that journey has just been amazing. My dream and goal when I finally get back to Zimbabwe, don't have a date as yet, but someday, is to not only produce food and have a farming as a way of sustaining the family, produce our own food and then income to live, but to be more involved with the community around, especially working in the rural areas with women's groups and school kids, making sure people have the opportunity to come together, work together, and grow food sustainably, and embracing also the old ways of farming, which were a lot more sustainable, a lot more affordable, and just creates a better balance in life. The land ownership might lie with the men, but the actual work of producing and providing food for families has always been mainly women. And even with the introduction of more modern lifestyles, most men left the villages and went to work in the cities, leaving the women to be the ones to do the work on the fields and grow food. And women just tend to come together and help each other as a community. More like a person that comes to mind for me when we talk about healing is my grandmother, who was a herbalist and a midwife, and just traditionally trained and passed on through generations. And she had this vast knowledge of any little ailment you had, toothache, headache, asthma. She could go into the woods and find the leaves or the roots, and she knew how to heal. So for me, healing is just having that balance in life and having access to the things that you need to create that balance in life. So this could be your food, the food you're eating. It's the medicines that you take when you do need to take. And in that also is your spirituality, because it's not just physical. There's a mental and the spiritual aspect that creates a whole balance. So when you're pursuing some healing of some trauma or some illness, it's going to be quite holistic and look at the spirituality, mental issues, and the physical. That's what I think about what healing encompasses. I pray, I sing. I find that this just grounds me first thing in the morning. Weather permitting, I normally take a 1 hour or 45-minute hike every morning, somewhere in the woods, somewhere close to nature. I'm particularly drawn to places where there's water, and I just love the sound of water. So I hike morning and evening. Weekends, I like to spend a lot of time outdoors because it's just grounding, and it's stopping and looking and observing nature. Sometimes I think I have most of my breakthroughs when I'm trying to figure out things. Just observing a river go by, or a tree, or something in nature.
Doing ceremony, remembering how to do ceremony. You know, I come from a people who forgot or chose to forget how we honor the natural world, and I think it's been to our detriment. And I think that whenever there is a way that the natural world is accessible to us, maybe it's walking, maybe it's hiking, maybe it's just somebody's backyard, maybe it's making a little fire in a fire bowl or a fire pit, that those elements will start talking to us. And that's why I'm here to do ceremony to water. These are camellias from a 100-year-old camellia tree. also to you beautiful Quabbin, the drinking water for Boston. I hope you will receive this gift of love, this offering of my deepest gratitude for all that you do. I think, the most important thing we can do is see what's beautiful and what's good about each person and help bring it out. And that's simple. That's a simple gesture to be able to just be present with people, with women in particular. My process is from the inside out. It always has been, and I guess initially it was to help me get back in, to find in the inside to be out, but I only ask of others what I ask of myself. And it is not always well received, and yet it does push things that maybe need to be talked about. I mean, people get to decide for themselves, but racism and internalized white supremacy and white people, those are hard questions to ask, and they have to be asked. They have to be asked. Where is your water? How are you treating your water? We have to ask these. I mean, life is designed as a distraction. We come to life with so many distractions, and maybe I have been able to peel away enough of those that I can ask those hard questions of myself first and others. Maybe it will help heal. I don't know. I don't know if we know why we're here. Maybe when we die, we get to see what we actually accomplished or didn't.
I've never loved anywhere I lived as much as I love here, because yes, there is an underworld here. Like it's not on the surface, it's underneath the surface. All of this magic that happens here, it's amazing. There's these amazing women that are in this place doing such wonderful things for the world and putting out this wonderful energy that is lifting things up. I love it here. Much better, right? I grew up in a third world country. We didn't have the luxury of throwing away any little bit of anything. If we could make something from it, we did. I cook for Quabbin Harvest, a local co-op here in Orange, and we try to cook low to the ground, which means almost zero waste. We reuse everything that we can. It's really important, especially in these times, to know how to heal yourself, to know how to take care of you so that you could extend that to others also. Being a girl, I had to learn how to cook. I had to. They started teaching little girls at a very young age back home how to, because that's a role that they're setting you up for, that you're going to be married and you're going to be the one that cooks and cleans and do all of that. And I hated it. I hated it with a passion, because it was just something you were made to do, and you could never do it right. Everything had to be perfect, and you're 10. But as I got older, it was something, I saw the beauty of what happened when people gathered around good food. I saw that light and that camaraderie and that happiness that happened. And it made me happy because I did something that helped them to get to that point. Now it's even more so. It's sustenance. I believe in the energy that goes into our food from the time you put that seed to the time you put it on the table, and even further, when you put it in your body. I believe in the energy that moves through all of that. There's so much strength in us and so much power. And I think that is the fear. That is the fear that allows them to say, okay, you're not worthy. We have to keep telling you you're not worthy. But it's not true. It is so not true. Education is the thing. Knowledge will pull you away from all of that. You can't fight it on their level. You can say, look, let me teach you. Let me teach you how to do this. And I think that would make a difference. My dad always said that. He goes, knowledge is power. Ta-da!
one of the struggles that people have, or I find that people have, is we want to change things overnight. And changing things overnight only depresses you because nothing happens overnight. But my active routine is to do what I call a health walk. And I have different playlists, and I'll just walk and just get into the music. And I find it very, very nurturing.
Or do I walk forward? And wait a minute, Levi, you don't put this in the video.
Okay.
But I was like, do I walk forward and put my swagger walk on? Like,
Why can't we put that in the video?
because no. So what do you want me to do? Seriously.
You know, I started DJing right when hip hop was going mainstream in our communities, but were being ridiculed by the masses. And they said, oh, it's just a fad and it's not going to last. And, you know, these are just rebellious kids. And now hip hop is everywhere. And so the work that I've done to share with people, just making people feel good. But now it's everywhere that I sit back in amazement as of, wow, it was a fad. People are being taken well care of now with this fad. I think women have the answer. We followed our husbands, our fathers, our uncles, our presidents, and on. And it's not to say that it's a bad thing, but what I do say is I think you suppress women too much because we continue to say women can't do, or women are only good at. We're running into problems, and I say, so stop suppressing the women and let's join together. And the answers are here. The answers are here. We're just not looking for them in the right places, my opinion. When I hear the word healing, what comes to my mind is getting better or doing better. Again, it goes back to my roots in church. And spiritually, you know, we would pray or we would want a better day. And so some of that healing and those quotes, words, we would say, joy cometh in the morning, meaning today I might be going through some things and I may not can see my way past it. But if I wait for tomorrow, it's a different day. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring.
Well, let's go back her mailbox.
Accepting who you are, where you are, but knowing there's hope and opportunity to go further if that's what you're looking for, and also to know it'll be better.
Do you want to come in?
Oh yeah, my philosophy these days is listen more, talk less. So I don't really feel the need to answer that question because it's too global and changing. I want to be a better listener. I think I've got a big open heart and a ton of love, but I had like some boundary problems that I think I'm, you know, now I'm hope that I'm working on healthy boundaries and being a better listener. Really healing yourself before you can go out and heal the world. I've done both, and I've realized you're going to burn out if you don't take care of yourself. A big international component is ever since I was in Peace Corps in 1982 in Sierra Leone, I've gone back several times to work with women in Sierra Leone who started an organization to end female genital mutilation in the next 10 years. And now my daughter is working on it as well. And she's from Sierra Leone, attending Smith College, and she wants to go to law school and go back and be the president of Sierra Leone. So one simple practice that's been really important to me and that's very easy to do is breathing. You know, we all do it, but conscious breathing. So breathe in through your nose for 4, hold for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then out through pursed lips through 8. So 4, hold for 7, out for 8. Do that 4 times.
Nice.
You'll be a different person. Well, I'm so excited to be a part of women, supporting women, healing the earth. It's really wonderful what you've started, and I think we're really ready.